Hello friends! So welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashmere. I'm a makeup enthusiast. Not that you would know it by my current state, but we're going to fix that. So today I am going to shop in a new stash and I have to do my makeup. So I'm going to shop in as I shop out and give you my thoughts on the previous products that I had here, and as well as, move in a nice new set because I'm very sick of the makeup that was in my stash this week. So if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe down below. If you like this new format for the Shop My Stash, let me know. I love that stuff. So first, primer. I have nothing on my face except for my moisturizer with sunscreen, and it is not sunny outside, so whatever. But we're going to shop out these two. So for the last few weeks, I've been working with the Dominique Blur and Moisture and the Joa Glow Activator. I liked both. This is definitely more moisturizing than anything else. I would not recommend this if you want a truly blurring primer, but it feels really good on the skin. So highly recommend if you lean more normal to dry and you want something more moisturizing. I love the Joa Glow Activator. This is a fantastic primer. I do think it has a really good blurring effect to it. Plus, it gives just enough glow. Really pretty. Sad to see that one go. But I'm going to shop in two primers this week to test out. If I can find the other one. The first one is this one from Ciate London that I just got in my BoxyCharm. The Dewy Skin Vitamin C Glass Glow Primer. I'm feeling like I need a little dewiness, so we're going to shop that one in and test it out. The other one I'm shopping in is one that had a ton of hype behind it. It is the Impossible Primer from Wet n Wild. I have actually never tried this. I got this passed down to me from another friend, makeup enthusiast, and it's been in my collection for probably a year, and I've yet to try it. So we're going to try it out, and we'll just try this one out first because it's already open. So I remember when this came out, and gosh, that is so thick. I know I'm not the first person to review this or give thoughts on it, but I remember when it first came out because the whole point is that it's supposed to be blurring without any silicone. So we're going to see how it works under our makeup and on my fairly dry skin. So who knows? I mean, it feels kind of nice. It smells kind of nice. Oh, just kidding. It doesn't really smell like anything. I have candles burning in the other room and they smell delicious. And I thought for a second that was what I was like, oh, this smells so good, just like it. Just kidding, it's not. So, yeah, it feels good. I don't know how blurring it is. It doesn't feel special, I should say. It feels just normal. All right, so foundations. Last week, I had my liquid foundations were my Revlon Color Stay and the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It. So guys, this thing literally makes me look green. So I used it in a video a few weeks ago. I don't know when I posted it, but I used it in a video and I remember looking at myself on the screen and then looking off and I'm like, I look green. So after that, every time I've tried to use it, I've tried a small amount. I've, trying not to give too much coverage. And it just makes me look green. And I don't know if it's expired, but now, look at it side by side. It does kind of have a green tinge to it. And that's not the bottle. The bottle is totally clear. So, yeah, I am now the other thing about this is I didn't remember it having as much coverage as it does. In my head, it was very sheer. And when I went to go apply this time, I expected it to kind of go on like a tinted moisturizer, something very sheer, kind of buttery, like the name implies. But it was really thick, very much more coverage than I expected it to have. So they weren't, it really, like, I would pass that on, except I don't know anybody who's green. So, yeah, I don't know who to give that to that it would actually work. But the other product was my Aquasurance Compact Foundation from JCat. This was fine. I will say this is a lot of coverage. I remembered when I shopped it in, I remember using it because I bought it last year, or yeah, when it was new or whatever. Then it went to the back of my stash. This is the whole point of me doing these shop my stashes is I buy stuff, I use it once, and then I forget about it. Trying to use some of the stuff I haven't used before. This gives so much coverage. And a couple of times I used it and I got outside, like I got out into the world and I saw myself in the reflection at like Target in the mirror. And I was like, whoa, I'm wearing a lot of makeup. And like, I wear a lot of makeup, but so my goal with my makeup is always to make my skin look really good, but not made up, if that makes sense. Like, obviously there's eye makeup and there's eyeliner and all blah blah, but I like my skin. I want people to be like, is she wearing foundation or is that just her skin? You cannot hide that you're wearing this, no matter how little you apply this. It just goes on really thick. So warning, in case you don't like a really really thick powder foundation. So this week I'm going to shop in. So I haven't used this in a minute. This is the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation. I bought this a year ago. I reviewed it and then I haven't touched it again. So I'm very excited to try this again because I remember I ended up liking it. I do remember that I have to apply this with a brush. And this is the brush I use with it, the Zoeva. I found it's the best combination. So I will say that. I tried this enough to know what combination is good with this. Then I'm also going to shop in the Halo Glow from e.l.f. Liquid Filter. I'm going down a shade to the shade 4. I was a shade 5 for during the summer. I really liked it. I'm going to down a shade and try it. I was feeling like it was going to be time for a matte foundation soon, and then I tried some of my mattes, and I was like, I want to be glowy still, so let's be glowy. And then this, I'm really excited about. So this is the L'Oreal Paradise Skin. So I found this on clearance at Ulta. They are not discontinuing this formula, but I think they discontinued this color. So it's medium. It looks really dark. I already swatched it, but I bought it for $4 at an Ulta near my house. So, and it's sheer enough. So I'm going to play with it. In fact, we're going to use that one today. Let's see how this, oh yeah, that is dark. And that, wow, a little bit goes a very long way. It's very fragrant too. Not in a bad way. This is fragrant for sure. It's almost floral. So look, I'm using the tiniest little drop, and that's what I used on the first cheek. So it spreads very lightly, very easily, I should say. I normally don't apply any foundations or tinted moisturizers with my hands, but I don't have a wet blender and I don't feel like using a brush. So this is what I'm getting right now. I'm using my fingers. It is a little dark for me. Almost not dark. It's almost a little orange for me. I'm not disliking it though. And it feels really nice on the skin. Like exactly what I want it to feel like. Like I'm looking at myself and I'm like, okay, my skin looks even, but it just looks like my skin. I actually really like this, guys. Like, I wish the color was a smidgen, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say less orange. I wish the undertone was maybe less orange, because I feel that's what you can really tell is that the undertone is off. But I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. I usually go for a darker color in my foundations anyway. I like to be warmer. a little, just a little darker than my natural color. I feel like this is just a little too orange. But I mean, I could have just as easily walked over and gotten a different color, but this one was only $4, so why not? It is quite fragrant. I think like most L'Oreal products are. So not bad. I like it. My powder this week is from Well People, so I'm pulling out an oldie but a goodie. This is the Bio-Base Baked Foundation, which has a new name now. It is the Well People, I think it's just called Bio-Baked Foundation. But it's exactly that. It's a baked powder foundation. I've had this one for ages, so this is the old packaging. The new packaging is all white. But I still had this, so I'm going to use it. Finish it off. And I love it. So I am a shade 5 in the old packaging, but I think the shade is different now. I want to say I'm like a shade 7 or something in the new packaging because they added new shades when they repackaged. Either way, the formula is still perfect. And I love this powder foundation. It's just so good. Guys, if you're sleeping on Well People, go check them out. They are full disclosure, they are part of the e.l.f. umbrella, and I worked for Well People before they were part of the e.l.f. umbrella, but I'm no longer affiliated with any of them. I don't know anything about the new products that have come out in recent months, and I gain nothing from talking about them, except for that I legitimately do love their product, and 100% recommend. So I am going to shop back in my new Precisely My Brow Pencil that I just bought with my kit at Ulta. Last few weeks, I've been using my e.l.f. Bite Size Brow, and it was fine. I liked it. I think I really liked it, and then I have gone straight away from liking it as much as as enthusiastic as I was about it when I first rediscovered it. Like, the enthusiasm has waned a little bit. And nothing really, I think that just happens with products. I don't know. It's just also like, I didn't shop in a pencil because all my pencils were gone and this was brand new and I was waiting to open this. And the reality is like, when you go to get ready in the morning and you're used to, like, I can do my full face of makeup, get ready and go to work and be done in 5 minutes with my makeup on. When I'm using a pencil, when you use only powder to do your brows, like, maybe it's just me, but it definitely takes me longer to get my brows done. And I just stopped being super excited for the product because I was like, ain't nobody got time for this. Like, I just want to go. So that's why I'm excited to shop this one back in. I did shop in the corresponding brow powders from Benefit, my Foolproof, which I have hit pan on. Very excited. I love this. This is what I was kind of comparing the e.l.f. one to. So I'm going to put it to the test and, go back to my Foolproof for a minute and just, a couple times. But I want to have the option now that I've shopped back in a pencil. And also, this gives me a reason to go shopping again because this was my backup pencil and I don't have any other pencils in my collection that match my hair color. So I have to go shopping again and either buy a backup of this or try something new, which, let's be real, I'm probably going to do both. I'll probably get another kit because there's such a good deal of the Benefit. And then maybe I'll try like a drugstore. I love to try drugstore eyebrow pencils. And just try them out and see. But I've had my eye on trying the ColourPop. I feel like I've tried it in the past. No, I haven't tried it in the past. I tried the Morphe. But anyway, I feel like I want to try the ColourPop pencil and see if I like it. Setting it with my usual. This will never be out of rotation. Maybe I'll rotate in. I do have some other brow gels, so maybe I'll rotate some in just to give you guys feedback. But I'm going to be honest, like, nothing compares to my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. So yeah. So eyes. Last week, I had shopped in for eyeliner, or eyeshadow, I'm sorry. My Juvia's Place, the Bronzed Rustic palette, this one, and my Huda Beauty Emerald Obsession, this one. So I really only used this once. I used it a couple times, but I just don't love my eyes with green on them. Like, if I'm doing like a full themed face, yes, but for work every day, like, and then this got very boring very fast. So the thing about this palette is I really love these tones, but they kind of like, so if you add this orange in, it overpowers everything. Nothing else shows up on your face. This isn't quite deep enough to be a really good deep crease color. So I felt like it wasn't really doing a ton for like what I wanted it to do. And then having this in the crease, like shimmers in the crease just don't work very well. They don't create a shadow. They shimmer. So, and then I love this mustard yellow, but it ends up looking more like pumpkin orange instead of mustard yellow. So it was just a weird thing. What I ended up using was this color in the center as kind of just an all over like color. And it's really pretty, but I don't need an entire palette for that one color. I'm sure I actually have a single that looks just like it. So I was kind of, that's why I'm like, I need to shop this in midday. Like, So I am going to shop in 2 palettes this week, and I'm really excited for. So I feel like it officially feels like fall, and I'm going to shop in my Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. I have not used this in a minute, but look at how pretty that is. So I get my, I get my oranges in there and my golds. I've got this really pretty dark teal, and then I get some, I get some variety. I get my mustard in there. So it's kind of like I think it's a better thought out palette than the Juvia's was. And then I'm going to shop in this Rare Beauty palette. So admittedly, I have never used this. So look at this palette. It's gorgeous. It's all shimmers is the problem. So what I thought was this might make my theory is these two might complement each other. Sorry, I'm going to try to hide the... Here, let me see if I can do that. These two might complement each other really nicely. So I can use a lot of the mattes and the darker shades in this palette and then add some shimmers and play with this one. I've never used it because who needs an all shimmer palette? So, but we're going to use it today because I'm not really going anywhere. I have a ballet class later this evening, so I'm just going to sweat my face off anyway. So I figure, excuse me, I figure let's put these to the test as an all over color. So I'm going to use this really pretty peach. And let's just see how these lay down. Since today, there's nowhere to go. I don't have to worry about how it looks, how it wears. Let's just do an all over color. Plus, since I will be sweating a ton this evening, I don't want a lot of color on my eye. Sometimes that irritates me. Like if I start sweating a lot and the makeup starts running down my face, it sometimes irritates my eye. So on days when I'm definitely going to work out I try to go a little bit lighter on my eyeshadow. It's kind of flat for a shimmer. It's just one color. Interesting. Like, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you pick up, like, you put a shimmer on all over, but it picks up the light in different ways, so it's an interesting shimmer. This is just like a shimmer. All right, I'm gonna leave that be right there. When in doubt, I line it out. And eyeliner is always something I wear. I still have, this is still kicking, my Lash Princess Black Waterproof Eyeliner. And I'm gonna line the bottom with my Persona Cosmetics. Oh, I forgot that last week I also had my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation in there, in the mix. I was not able to use this at all because it's legit like 4 shades too light for me. Like, I put it on and I looked like a ghost. Like, there was no saving it with bronzer. So I either have to wait even later into the winter months, or I might have to pay that forward and gift it to somebody who's a little more fair than me, because it's not working. Mascara wise, I had a few things in here. So I had my e.l.f. Cosmetics in the deep blue, which was working beautifully until I decided to try to get rid of the brush. I was using with the original brush, and I just hated that application. I just hated that brush. So I thought, well, let me Frankenstein it, and I'm going to put in this brush, which is another e.l.f. brush. This is from Lash It Loud. Another mascara I am not a huge fan of, but I thought, you know, let's marry the brush. Let's try and see if I can make it work. It doesn't work. So this brush, unfortunately, like, what I'm missing, and it might be because the cap doesn't fit on it properly, like the blue doesn't show up as brightly. So the other one does deposit the blue on better. It's also could be that there was still black mascara left on this, so that's why it's not showing up as brightly as the other one was. For some reason, this brush doesn't make the blue pop as blue as the other brush, which is the whole thing that I liked about this formula, is how bright blue my eyelashes looked. So, note to self, don't play Frankenstein with your brushes, with your mascaras. I did try a couple of times the deep green version. The green just doesn't show up at all, so there's no difference between, like, the green. Though I love, like, you can see the blue. It is nice. It is nice. And then my Essence Crazy Volume Mascara. I just like the brush on it. Nothing crazy to say. Nothing amazing about that mascara. I still have my Lawless. As this gets a little bit older and I notice that the formula is starting to dry out, I'm not loving it as much as I did when I first opened it. But I did get a lot of use out of this. And I want to say I first opened this in September. So beginning of September. So we're going on 2 full months of heavy rotation of this mascara. And it's just starting to dry out, and I'm not loving the formulation as much. I'm going to try it for another couple of weeks and see. But yeah, the Lash Flash from Ulta is still holding strong. So I'm going to keep the blue one, the Lash Flash, and the Lawless still in for another shopping trip. Because I'm really, guys, I'm trying to be so good about mascaras, because I open 20 million mascaras and I never get through them. So I end up having to throw them away because they dry out before I've even used them. So we're going to keep those in. All right, moving on to blush. Real quick, I did finally try these. I don't know if I ever got them on camera. These are the Daily Dew Sticks from e.l.f. Not worth it. Didn't like them. I know they're a dupe for Tula, the Tula Dew Sticks. I've played with the Tula Do sticks in store, but I haven't used them. I didn't like the way those, like the orange has a weird frosty finish to it. The blue I just didn't like them. So just FYI, if you were curious, I don't think I would recommend, honestly, not at all. Blush wise, I had my Benefit Terra, which hands down best blush I own. And that's saying a lot because you guys have seen my blush basket. This is such an amazing blush. I love it so much. Love the formula. Love the packaging. The color is perfect. So I'm really sad. I'm so sad to move it out that I'm going to keep it in. It's a good fallback. Like, the problem is I probably won't want to use anything else, but I'm going to keep it in just in case. I did have my NARS Orgasm in there. Good blush. I think everybody knows that this is a good blush. There's no question about it. I will say it's been a really long time since I used it, and I was surprised at how shimmery it was. So that part wasn't a love, but it's still it's a great pink. And then I had this one from Keys Soul Care. It was the color Magnetic, the orange one. Beautiful, beautiful formula. I really liked it. I actually ended up using this on top of the NARS because the NARS was a little too pink and too shimmery, and they blended nicely together. So this week, I'm shopping in my Tiger Lily from Becca. So another orangey. And for balance, because I have an orangey, I'm going to shop in the Cupid Cheek Duo I got from my BoxyCharm last month. So from Natasha Denona, this beautiful duo. So it's got this pinky cream blush with this powder highlight to it. And let's just go ahead and use the cream blush today and see how we like this. It's pretty. It's very subtle. I love cheeks. In case I hadn't made that like painfully clear throughout all of my videos, I love a very, very strong cheek. So with this being so subtle, I feel like I'm going to hit pan on it really fast. But I like the tone of it. I love that it's a glow at the same time. God, this glow. It's like built-in highlighter with my blush. This is great. I think it's definitely a product that looks gorgeous on camera with all the lights hitting it. Off camera, it's a little different. So just keep that in mind. It's like an Instagrammable product for sure. Because I look off camera and I'm like, oh God, I got to clean up. But I look on camera and the way the light catches it and everything, I'm like, oh, pretty. So, fair warning, this is a first impression. So maybe things will change as I use it more. But it's pretty, but it's like Instagram pretty. So take that however you want to take it. Last week in Lippy World, we had some standouts. My NYX Shine Loud, amazing. Love this. I've already raved about it a million times, so you guys know. But yeah, obsession, and this color was fire. It's the perfect summer fall transition color. This was goal getter, so highly recommend. Then I had shopped in the Lip Bar lip gloss in Miss Independent, and then the red, I think it's Fiery Red, no, Red Vixen, the liquid matte lipstick from e.l.f. The liquid matte lipstick, fantastic red. I love the formula. It's a liquid lip. It's a great liquid lip. It lasts forever and it looks amazing. But it's a liquid lip. It is. So the Lip Bar. Here's the thing. I always have such high hopes for this product. So I was torn about it the first time I tried it. I gave it a really like wishy-washy review the very first time. Used it a couple more times and then I haven't picked it up in a year. So now I'm using it again or tried it again and I have the same complaints. I hate this doe foot. Hate it. Look how bendy that is. I don't know why that's such a sticking point for me, but this is a horrible doe foot. It just feels cheap, right? And everything about this packaging, right? You look at it and you think, oh, that's so pretty. But then you touch and feel and it feels cheap, which I hate, especially because this is, I think, a $14 lip gloss, which isn't expensive, but in the world of like mass drugstore cosmetics, that's not cheap either. So I take the two and this feels more luxe. Like it feels heavier. It's weighted. This isn't. It's just plasticky and cheap. So I'm not a huge fan of the packaging. The product is fine. It's a lip gloss. It's a lip gloss with a lot of color. What I am bummed about, and I think I said this the very first time too, is this color, Miss Independent, doesn't look anything like the swatches on the website. And I very specifically picked this product because of the swatches on the website. Thought it was going to be a little brighter, a little more orangey, and it's not. It's very dull, very brown. There's no vibrancy to it. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there's no added fragrance to the product, which is fine. But in a lip gloss, when there's no added fragrance, you get the taste and the smell of ingredients, which, if you've ever mixed or made cosmetics, like, they don't smell good. The ingredients don't smell good. There's a reason brands put in either a fragrance masker or they put in, yummy fruity smells, because ingredients by themselves taste and smell disgusting. It's not a bad product. I just wouldn't run out and get another one, and I wouldn't recommend it to my best friend. So they call me and say, hey, what's your favorite lip gloss? Which one do I need to buy? That one wouldn't even make the list. So lippy wise, I'm getting a little into my feels this week. So I'm adding my next Shine Loud because I love that one so much. I'm going to throw in this nude Obsession. So let me show you guys. This is the color that I thought Miss Independent from the lip bar was going to be. Do you see that? Do you see that beautiful orangey nude? I cannot wait to put this on my lips. I am also going to break out a really old, but an old favorite. So this is from L'Oreal. This is the Balmain, the collection. First of all, this packaging was fire. Second of all, this color was fire. Look at this orange. And this is the classic L'Oreal lipstick formulation. It smells like old grandma lipstick. It feels like it. It tastes like it. I love this. It makes me feel like I'm transported to the 40s whenever I wear an old classic L'Oreal lipstick and I feel some kind of way. So I'm here for this orange. With this orange, though, I do like to use a lip liner, but this isn't actually a lip liner. I use Torch from Urban Decay, which is actually an eyeliner, but it turns out to be like the perfect orangey lip liner. So that's what I've always used it as. I'm going to go ahead and chop that in. And then I pulled this guy out. This is from, oh God, this was a K-Beauty product. I can't remember if this was, I know I bought this at the Tony Moly store, but I don't actually know who makes it. Etude Beauty. It's a K-Beauty brand. It's called Dear Darling Tint. This has kind of been sitting there. Look at this. It's a super liquidy, and it is exactly what you think. It is a, look at that. It is a tint. Like, this is going to tint your lips, and when it dries, you literally look like you've been sucking on a popsicle. It's my favorite finish on my lips. So with that, I wanted to add something glossy, and since we just got this in BoxyCharm, I'm going to shop it in the Maracuja Juicy Lip from Tarte. So those are my lips for the week. For today, oh hell, let's go ahead and suck on a popsicle. Look at that. It's like I bit my lip. So this will dry. It does take a minute. Once it dries, it doesn't feel dry. It never looks dry, but it does feel a little dry. So I'm going to counter it. That's what I thought. This wasn't going to have like any pigment to it at all. Like you guys can see, it looks like it has a sheer wash of color. The two together, I think, make for a really pretty layer. And that smells so good too. Ooh. All right, guys. So that's my new stash for the week. And then last week's, oh, bonus. I had shopped in lashes. Never ended up using them because I've been working from home for a week. And then last week I was lazy. So I'm going to leave those in and see if I use them again. It has been lovely. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you liked this style of video and the way I did it this time. If you have any suggestions or you want to see anything or you want me to try something, I don't know, anything. Leave questions, like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's so much fun to do these videos, and I am just really excited that anybody wants to watch them and listen to me talk about beauty. So y'all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.